All right, what's good, yo? So, TB's a little steamed right now. We've rinsed TB on a few hands here. I think he's gonna come back, so decided to say, fuck it, let's just go live. Just hop in this game right now. So anybody watching, just see what's gonna do. I was gonna record a lot of these hands, then just put them on after, but we're on a nice run here, so I thought, you know what, might just put it up there and then go from there. So, gonna try to keep it entertaining. Maybe throw a couple bluffs out here, but try to preserve the stack as much as possible. Um, Especially when TB had a tough go over there. So I can run some of these hands back real quick actually, just to show you. Not the pocket eights. I just had a big one with TB. I swear. 229, 419. So this one here with TB, real simple. I got ace three. We'll play here with Learn. We'll play here. So 5-4. So with how quickly he's checking over. Usually when you check that quickly, it means you got something. If he checks again, but no, he raised six. Probably gonna bet like $5 here. Be my guess. He's trying to hang himself a little bit. I don't want to get involved in this one. Oh, you could just pine the board, but no, that's cool. So we'll go back here. In this hand, I had ace three offsuit in the big blind, and TB raises to six. I think it's good enough. Just call. Obviously, if he could be having an ace and I could be out kicked from the get go, but still going to see a flop with an ace high. Flop comes ace two eight. So two eights with club draw. Obviously, I think that when he's raising six, that more hits my. It's more likely that I can have an eight or even club. So I just decided to bet half pot, test where I am in the hand. And he decides to. I can't remember how this exactly went. So he just called. So he called the half pot bet. So I'm thinking, okay, he's probably has ace high, like good ace with a kicker. Maybe he's got clubs or something. Next card's the jack of clubs. Now I do have, if another club comes, obviously I get the nut flush out. So he does call my first bet, but with that picked up equity of the backdoor clubs, again I decide to go half pot. Again, if he's got an eight, he's going to be raising. If he has a flush right now, he's going to be raising. So just want to see what I can get out of this pot. I'm just betting to see where I am, and obviously if it doesn't have everything, I can just pick it up. With my half pot bet here, again he decides to call, so the pot is $47 going to the river. The river is the 10 of clubs, so backdoor clubs get there. I have the nuts right now, unless obviously there's a full house. He'd have jack 8, 10 8, jacks full, 10's full, so a lot of hands do beat me. But based on how the hand was played, I don't put him on a pocket pair. He would have played the hand differently. So I decide to tank for a long time here, make it look a bit bluffy, and then I throw in an overbet there. I think I put 56. Let's take a look at what I did here. 56. So I decided to go 56 into 47, make it look a little bluffy. Do I have a flush? Do I not have a flush? I more looked like I was trying to buy this pot. Try to make it look as bluffy as possible. And TB goes all in. So he goes all in. I am a bit nervous of a full house because obviously that beats us, and there is a couple hands that technically he could have there. But betting, hoping for backdoor clubs, and when the backdoor clubs get there, I'm not going to be folding this hand. There's just too many spots where my hand is going to be good. So I do decide to make the call. And he has the king high flush. He's got king jack, so he had top pair with a good kicker, and he had the second flush. So pretty unfortunate card for TB there. He got coolered for sure. I overbet, telling him I have the ace of clubs, which obviously I did. He called my bluff, and I did have it. So big hand there that got me $419 pot. Bumped me up to 611 there. So let's go back to how I'm playing right now. The current hand, wasn't paying much attention. Got ace king of clubs here on the button. I min raise it. TB calls. Fish, who I've played with most of the morning, he's going to be raising to 30. In a situation like this, more often than not, I lean towards just calling, but he probably has like tens. He shoved earlier with nines, so tens, jacks would be kind of what I put him on here, especially because I have ace king, so it's less likely he's got aces and kings. I could have shoved there. I just don't like shoving as much with ace king, particularly in a cash game. So I expect this to go check and then bet by fish. If he does have jacks, which is probably the range I have him on, jacks or tens, he's going to be betting here. We don't pick up any clubs here, so I could call, certainly call, and hope to pick up an ace or a king, but I'm going to be disciplined here. I'm going to fold, and part of the reason I like doing that there, like I said, if I did decide to shove with my hand pre-flop there, and I do get snap called by jacks or queens, again, based on a flop like that, I'm just in really bad shape, and I've played so many hands with ace king where I don't get there that I don't like shoving as much as a lot of other people. So we're gonna give fish that pot. Like I said, he could have had any pair really would be good. Eights and up, eights, nines, tens would take that pot. So could have shoved, and if I did, I probably would have lost. Fish's stack I think was like 350, 370, so I probably would have lost majority of my stack if I did decide to go all in, and I did get snap called. So obviously good enough hand to play. Called the 30, but pretty happy with not losing more than I did in that situation there. So just want to check, make sure everything is set up properly here. Yeah, it should be going. Yeah, should be going on, and then I just want to double check that it does. Obviously. Oh, now we pick up pocket aces. Wow, look at this. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, we are live. Okay, perfect. So the pocket aces, so we could really get some value here. TB. Oh, TB. Oh no, oh man, I don't want to do this to him. He could get unlucky. Do I shove? I do, because I think a min raise looks stronger. Like if I bump that to 54 or 64, I'm expecting a fold. Sometimes when you go all in, it's more likely you have ace queen or ace king, so I decided to shove. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any value there. 4-7, deuce 8-9. He raised 6. This flop is better for me. More likely I have an 8 or a 9 in my hand. Now it's more, unless he has jack 10. He could have jack 10. Gonna check this over, see what he does. I think that most likely, though, my hand is probably good right now. He could still have 2 overcards. Or a draw. I still think my 7's good, funny enough, so I am gonna call here. 2 pairs, 8s and 7s. No flush gets there. He could have an 8. I don't want to lose too much stock. I'm gonna check, see what he does. If he does want to bluff. He's less likely to bluff, though. So if he bets 30, 36, somewhere in that range, I'll put him on an 8 or a 9. But I just... Yeah. He raised 6 before. He could probably have ace... Would he do this with ace 10? Or ace jack? Because I called the flop, so I don't think so. If he had busted clubs, would he do this? If he had busted spades, would he do this? This may look like an easy fold, but I actually think maybe like 25-30% of the time my hand's going to be good here. Gonna let this one go. If he bluffed, it was a good bet, but can't be too loose out here. I'll let TB have a go at it. call top pair here. He could have top pair and an overcard, but I don't see it in this situation. Also based on his bet size, unless he's protecting against spades with like queen jack, but less likely for that. And because he's protecting against spades, betting that much, I know what I can do here is I can just really put some pressure on. He may go all in. He may go all in because he's upset. Or if he has king jack of clubs. But I called twice. He was protecting against spade. A spade hit, so I can bluff that spade. Even though I have a jack, I'm more bluffing at this, saying I have spades based on how I did call. So he's got to think, if I go all in, is he going to get me off my hand? I don't think he's on spades though. I really don't. The only reason he would shove here is because he's upset and he doesn't want to lose another hand. He knows the discipline thing is to fold, and we are able to get that through with the jack six. So good bluff there. Just knowing how the hand played out, he would have been putting me on a flush draw. Based on his bet sizing, he was protecting against spades. So when the spade comes, it's a good card for me to bluff at. And then 52 into 78 or 76, whatever it was. I just really like that value. Just looks like a value bet straight up. And yeah, like he made the correct fold if I did have spades. But again, not as many people in these cash games tend to bluff as much as I do, or just see the opportunities to do so. So I just picked a good spot. Thought for sure it was a card I could bluff, and got it done. Got it done. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out some ways to try to make this more entertaining. Simply just watching the stream and just me talking is not the best way to do this. Again, like I said, I'm just kind of starting out, figuring out how to go about this, but can't complain with the results in this particular lobby. It's been probably about an hour and a half. Obviously, you can see the buy-in's 200. I have not rebought at this point, so up just under $500, 461 at the moment. I did have a target for today of 400, so can easily just leave and get on with the rest of the day here. But whenever you are on a large stack, it is easier to put pressure on other people. So if you do have a large stack in comparison to others, typically it's a good idea to play a bit longer. You're able to find yourself in some better spots. So we'll play a little bit longer here and see if we can get other big pots out of anybody here at the table. I'd say most of these guys are people that I play with a decent amount. G-Dub, I don't think I've ever played with that guy, but LearnFold, Fish, TV, and Mikey are all people that over the last couple months I've certainly played with a fair amount. Different players kind of have different tendencies, but tough for Mikey. A bit of a cooler there. If I went back, actually, let's go back and see if Mikey made a good decision here or he just got unlucky. Let's see how this hand played out. Because obviously you saw there, he shoved her sevens, got called by kings, or it was the other way around, but sevens versus kings, full house over full house. Obviously I'm folding. So Mikey raises to 5, G-Dub raises to 18. So that does look pretty strong. He could have a hand like ace queen, ace jack with that range, but to me, when I see that $18, I'm putting that, I more see that as a pair. With that type of raise. So 338, he bets 60, he bets half pot in there. Yeah, I would probably be putting him on jacks or queens there. If I had sevens, what would I do here? Let's play this hand first. Oh, so really good flop for us. Top pair, and we have a heart draw. We're gonna bet 523 into here. With another ace coming, we're gonna go for 1250. And because he simply called pre-flop, Yeah, I was gonna say because he simply called there. I'm not putting him on an ace jack. I could have been outkicked with ace jack, ace queen, but based on how he played that, that's very unlikely that he does have that. So can pretty comfortably. Now, should I raise here? I'm more like calling here. I don't want to raise, see an ace, and then just be in a bad spot. But now, based on this flop, if he does not have a jack, obviously I'm winning. I am going to check over to him, though. See how much he decides to bet if he does bet. I'm going to call this most of the time, yes. So if he does have a jack there, I think he doesn't really like to check back to extract value. So I more or less think my hand is good right now. We're going to put in a decent sized bet of 8. And again, just based on how it plays out, I don't think he has an 8 in his hand. So most of the time, I think my 6s are good here. We're going to go for 21, just under pot, 2/3 pot, 3/4 pot. I just see more or less 6s being good here, and in fact they are. He does fold. Get the pot back up to 683. So, like I was saying, I want to go back to this hand with Mikey just to see again, because it was a huge pot, like $400 or $500 pot that Mikey lost with 7s against King. So, like I said, I thought G-Dub looked pretty strong here. I would probably, it's hard to say, like, I would probably tank for a while, but just my gut feeling here would be that my hand is beat, so I probably would like folding here. You can catch a 7, I guess, but so Mikey raises to 43. So what he says is like, look, if you have ace king or ace queen, I want to get this pot right now. I've got a pair. So Mikey's clearly saying I have a pair. I have a pair based on how he played it, raised 5 and then called a big raise. He's not doing that with like maybe pocket 3s and he's got quads, but I don't think so. I think more or less he's saying, look, I've got a pair, and if you have ace king or ace queen, you have to fold. So G-Dub calls there, and with ace king, ace queen, I don't like a call there. So if I'm Mikey right now, I'm thinking for sure that he's on an overpair and that my hand's no good, so I would probably check right now. If I was Mikey, he does check. G-Dub, is this where he decides to shove, or is it the next card? Let's take a look. He bets 48. Pretty good value bet. Just over a 3rd pot. And if I'm Mikey right now, that just looks like a value bet. Based on how he's played the hand, I'm probably folding right now. Yeah, I have a full house, but it's just I'm losing to jacks, queens, kings, aces. Especially if it's all about the pre-flop raising to 18 off of a $5 raise. That just looks so strong. So based on how G-Dubs plays his hand at this moment, I would fold here. I would certainly fold and just say, look, he's got jacks, queens, kings, aces. It's just unfortunate. That is not what Mikey decides to do. He calls, wants to see a river. River is an offsuit 5, really changing nothing. So credit to Mikey. He doesn't just ship, he just checks. And then G-Dub's on a short stack, so the only play would be to shove. I can see how, and Mikey's like, look, if you got a full house, you got a full house. So he calls there, and then that's how we get to the kings and 7. So I wouldn't say horrible for Mikey, but my read on the situation, I would have sniffed out the overpair a bit sooner, so I probably wouldn't have got to showdown there, at least in my mind. So back to live table, I got pocket 9s against Fish. Fish is a decent player. I play with him a decent amount. I was talking to him earlier about a couple hands we played. So 478 on the button. I think he's more or less just putting pressure on the blinds. We'll see what he decides to do here. If he raised, I would have a decision to make, but probably still calling. Still calling. So what are we at? 688. 688.62. What time is it here? 12:59. Probably play for like another 20 minutes, half hour. So, again, part of me just wants to walk away right now and just take the winnings. But whenever you are on a big stack, like I have, so then second highest is Fish with 436. I've got like a 250 chip lead on every player. So when you do have the big stack, it allows you to do different things and more sophisticated plays, more bluffs and squeezes. So I do like the opportunity there. I'm really sick of seeing these 4s on my logo though. It says I've played 25,000 hands. and that I have not yet played 50. That's a joke. I've had 4s forever. It feels like I've played at least 80,000 hands. I don't know how much longer it's gonna take to get those, but fuck. Hopefully it's not that much longer. I expected it to come like a month ago, honestly, but every single time it does not come. So Jack 10 suited. I don't like 3-betting this hand as much as simply calling. Because if I do 3-bet and then someone 4-bets, do I like calling that? Yes, no, but there you go. But if fold calls here, I like calling as well, getting priced into the pot for the odds. Let's see what Fish does. He does call, so $50, so putting 16 in to win 66. Technically, I think it's worth it. We'll see a flop. Deuce 5-6. With how quickly folds checking, I think I would probably put him on like ace jack, king 10, a hand like that. So, right thing to do is for us to check over to G-Dub, who's probably going to bet about 37 here, would be my guess. So he checks as well. Now the hearts come in. So if G-Dub's also on a hand like ace jack or king queen, then it makes the most sense, me being in the big blind, to take a stab at this. I like a size of about 27.50 here. Just looks like I've got a 5 or a 4. I've got a pair on the board. That's what I'm trying to say right now. But I do have backdoor hearts, obviously. And the ace comes, and that's clearly in G-Dub's range. So I could try bluffing at it and saying, look, I have a 3. Call me if you want. I can overbet here. But the question is, if I bet, let's say 150, 140 into here, does he fold his ace? I don't think he does. So we'll check. Yeah, ace queen. Exactly what we're looking at there. So again, that was a $118 pot. That if that ace does not come, I can easily bluff at that and probably take that pot. But knew he had a hand like that, so it was good to not continue betting and go broke there. So overall, I would say a well-played hand. If a heart comes, any non-paint card comes, that'll be my pot. I had a run probably 2-3 weeks ago where I was just getting bad beats left, right, and center, and it was so hard to play in these lobbies when every time you do the right thing up until the turn, and then the river comes and you get screwed, or you get your money in at 86%, 78%, 92%, and you continue to get sucked out on. So the last week has been much better. Been able to get some momentum and turn some profits in almost every lobby that we've been in. So yeah, that ace wasn't the best for us. We'll call here in a bit with 6-3. King deuce 7. King deuce 6-3. Gonna check over. King is in his range, even though I could bluff at it. Yeah. Don't like. I don't see any value in betting here and trying to scoop this pot. I'm just gonna check over, allow him to take this one down. He's more like, there's nothing really I can unless I overbet and try to get him to fold, but I don't want to put the $20-30 in a bluff, $20-30 bluff for no reason. Yeah, he's got ace jack, so bluff catcher, anything not on the board he gets. Pretty standard there. Now I can bump this up with queen 5 suited against Mikey. And because I was the pre-flop aggressor, even though he does call, less likely he's probably raising an ace. I'm gonna go 385 in there, hoping to get the quick fold. Unless he unless he's calling with a jack, or yeah, jack 9. But, so now we got ace jack on the button here. No worries, Connor, I got you. Boy, Connor asking me for golf money. No worries, brother. Got another round, not tomorrow, but the day after. Got a 3-bet here with a 6 on the button with ace jack. Probably gets through, yeah. I was gonna say, hopefully we can get a big hand here with some fireworks, because obviously we're on live. Typically, I just like to record them after and then post some of the highlights, because I know a cash game there's lots of boring stuff, lots of folds, lots of uneventful hands. We do have one here though. Mikey raising a 21. He is pretty tight, so more often than not, I'm gonna fold this, but I do like a call here, just because we might be able to pick something up. Now, King Deuce 3. How much did he raise before? He raised 21. It's 21 Ace King, Ace Queen. The King more for me or him. I'll probably just check over, let him take it. Especially with that bet size. That is not a bluff bet size. That is a value bet size. So probably have like King Queen would be my guess. Hand like that. Now we get the pockets. Wow, this could be a big hand brewing, but you just got to play it standard like every other hand. If you tank for too long or play it any differently than any other of your raises, then it's too easy to sniff out. So standard $4 raise. See if we can get any type of value here. TB raising would be wonderful, but we aren't able to get that. So 6 King 4. I did raise before, but I kind of like checking. I want to say I had like Ace 8 or Ace 10. That's what I want to say here, but he decides to check. So really only losing to King 10 here, or 6-4 like a 2-pair. So we're gonna bet 6. We'll see what G-Dub does here. He does call. Jack really changes nothing unless he has 9 Queen, Ace. He doesn't have Ace Queen, so I think my hand's good. We're gonna bet 16 in here. See if we can just get this pot. Unless he has 2-pair. So if he raises, it'll be a tough decision. But I think my hand's more 42. See, that's tough. That is tough. Could he have Jack 10? Would he call Jack 10 on the flop? Does he have Queen 9? Hearts don't get there. Clubs don't get there. I want to call just to show, but I just have the gut feeling my hand's beat, so I'm gonna show the aces and fold them. Put them on some type of 2-pair. Just. Oh, he had Queen 9. Look at that. He shows Queen 9. What a good laydown. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys caught that at the end. I'm going to go back after I fold this. He did have Queen 9. So really nitty fold with pocket aces there, but just how he played the hand, the amount he raised, like I said, I just felt like I was beat. Oh, wow. I'm really proud of that. Let's go back here after this hand. Oh, nice hand. It's a nice hand, G-Dub. So now I have the queen. I have the worst kicker, so... we are going to call. We have top pair. And if a deuce spikes, that would just be wonderful. But it's tough holding top pair always. If TB bets 20, or no, he's not betting that. So we're going to go for our 14. Hopefully just get this through. Hopefully actually I just get a call and take it. Hopefully he's got King Jack. That'd be good. I hope. Yeah, so I get that pot with my pair of queens. So $50 pot, back to 617. Well, I got Ace Queen suited now, so before I go back and review that hand, we are going to play another big hand. Fuck, I'm fired up. What a read on that situation. Very, very impressed with myself there. It just, like I said, it just felt like I was beat in that situation. Just felt like I was beat. And now we got another one. He calls. I'm out of position. I could check over, but I'm the one raising. My hand's going to be good here a large percentage of the time. I can easily fire in here, and I get that fold. So let's go back here and see that hand once again. So back to 631. Really, so we can just fold this. Let's go back to the hands there. The hand with aces. Look at this. So he showed at the end. I don't know if it'll show on here. Yeah, I don't think it does show because he did it right at the end. But he did. He had Queen 9 of spades. So this is why I'll be a bit confused. So if he has Queen 9 of spades, did I check here? I did decide to check. So it does go check. So he makes the right play. And now with Queen 9 of clubs, sorry, Queen 9 of clubs. So with Queen 9 of clubs, he picks up a flush draw and a straight draw. So that makes a lot of sense that he calls the $6 there. And the Jack, the gin card for him, 9-10 Jack Queen King, no flush out there. He knows he's got the stone cold nuts other than Ace Queen, which technically I could have, but less likely. I guess I could have Ace Queen in this spot. But he raises to 42, and you guys just saw it took a long time, and I just told you I just felt like my hand was beat to some 2-pair, maybe a straight. And I don't know if it'll show it on here, but after I fold, he did turn over his cards and show Queen 9 of clubs. So hits the straight on the river, and I find a way to not bust with aces. A lot of people obviously would just call that $42 raise, end up losing the stack, but given how that hand played out, just felt like I was beat. So another good play. Another good play out here. 111, like I say. I'll probably play to like 130 or so. It's the offsuit 8-5. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. So fish is still at 442. Yeah, 442. 631. G-Dub, after winning that pot against me, is up to 470. And TB just keeps rebounding. TB started when I first started playing here. When I hopped in, obviously I bought him for 200. TB, I think, was at 460. And his entire 260 profit went over to me on a couple big hands. Which I can't remember if I reviewed them or not, or maybe I'll post them later. But I think I did review it. The ace high flush versus the king high flush, and then there was a hand before that as well. So this is probably his third or fourth. Probably his third rebuy. After he dropped below 200, I think 2 different times, auto refills up to 200. So TB's probably down $200-300 in this session. Everybody else, I can't remember if Mikey went down or up, but everybody else. Oh, look at that! Just ace king of clubs, good hand, fish. So again, I am the big winner right now. Obviously, can change in very short order with a big hand. Let's see what Magic 6 does. Normally, I'll just call this based on the odds, but I'm just going to get rid of this 10-4. I don't want to play that and lose any more than I have to. So, hoping for one more big pot, like $150, $250 pot to close up over 500. If I am able to get over 700, I'll probably call it. Well, that'll help. Top pair. I don't put any other ones on a over pair, so I'm gonna bet half pot here. Probably gets through, and it does get through. So 637. So like I said, if we can hit 700, I'll probably call it here, or just at 130, whatever comes first. I'll simply just call. Ace 3 was the hand. This is the exact same hand, ace of clubs, that I won, I think, over TB. So Mikey's betting pot into king. There's no flush draw out there. Yeah. King 6, king 4 of clubs, king 4 of clubs, something like that. So now ace queen for us. It's got a raise from fish. Just a fold. We're gonna go 728. 728. Quick bump up. Looks pretty strong, but also could look like I'm just trying to buy the blind. Let's see what TB does over here. He raises to 30. Now what are we thinking here? I think it's just a call. I think it's just a call more of the time. Especially when you have the ace of hearts in your hand, it's a call. If he shoves, I'll probably call, even though I won't want to. So again, I'm more or less like checking in the situation. I could bet, but I just actually probably the right thing to do would be to bet. I'm going to check. And wow, it comes in. So another big hand brewing against TV. I have the nuts. Really lucky. Not much I can do. So unless he's got a high... should I raise here? Or should I just simply call? I think it's easier to get more money if I simply call. I hope he bets, but he's probably going to check over based on how it played. And then it's up to me to bluff at it. So I got lucky with that turn 4. I more or less see him checking over to me. If he does bluff, that's awesome for me. If he had the king of hearts, I'd feel so bad just fucking him over twice exactly the same way. Yeah, he's going to check, so I'm just going to make it 75 would look too value betty, so I'm going to try to make it kind of look like a bluff and bet the pot. It's probably going to fold. But if I can get a call, that would just be amazing. Yeah, big fold. So back to 684. Back to 684. I'm actually going to be right back. We are back, and we are only $16 away from our target. So 16, like I said, getting up to $700, $500 profit would be a nice way to end it off. Now, once I get my stack size a bit bigger, I'm just a bit far away. Not a bit far away. We're like $600-700 away from where I want to be in terms of stack size. And then if that's the case, probably gonna hop in the $2 and $5 blind games. So $500 buy-in right now. This lobby that you see is a $200 buy-in. Obviously, was at the 50-cent and $1 blinds for probably 2-3 months or so. I was comfortable with that range. In the last little bit, it's certainly picked up, and been playing at these stakes now for, I want to say about 6 weeks, probably 6 weeks or so. Comfortable at these stakes now. Like these lobbies, and I've been doing pretty well in them. So again, you don't want to jump stakes too early. You want to be really comfortable with where you are. Just so now that I straddled here, I actually want to bump this to 8. It just looks too weak if I check there. So I do want to bump that to 8. More experienced player probably is going to raise me, understanding what I'm trying to do here. So I won't be surprised if Fish bumps it to 20 or something, but simply calling to me actually looks weak. So I actually put him on a weekend, so I can probably scoop this pot with like a $9 bet. Probably think I can get this through, to be honest. The only thing though is, what am I really representing? Like, if I have ace jack, based on how I played this, or pocket sixes, like, well, now I can kind of say I have a queen. Fish probably made the right call there, but I might be able to get him off with this queen if I want to bet at the queen, because he's probably gonna check over to me unless he's on queen 7, queen 5. What do you think? Should I risk more equity in this hand, or should I check once he checks over to me? See, he's probably figuring out the same thing. Like, unless I have a queen, I'm probably just going to check this back. I see it at 666. I don't want it to go down too much. But now that a king comes, I did raise pre-flop. he would be 3-betting king queen. So I'm actually, this is a good spot for me to go for 22 to go for some value. Based on my 3-bet to $8, it's more likely I've got a king or a queen. So I think I might be able to get this through. We'll see. We'll see how he judges this situation. He could have gone on. Nice, nice. We do get it through. And look at that. 700. So, by taking the 10-4 off, 3-betting, and then $22 bluff into the river, we are able to get to our target. So, uh-oh. I gotta leave the lobby before the blinds come over. Now I'm in the big. Fuck. I gotta pick one of these up or we're still below. I gotta pick up one of these next two hands here. Stay above the threshold. Uh-oh. If he gets folded over, okay. Uh-oh. Don't want to be losing this. Hey, we got a bit lucky with clubs. Okay, so this is my pot. Quick pot bet, even if he's got an ace. Give me a club. Give me a club one time. Give me a club one time. Hey, we get the club too. Let's go. He could be on clubs too. This could be flush over flush, and I could lose it, but if he goes all in, I'll have a tough decision. But hey, let's go. We get that through. We get there on the river with the club ball. So 69. So screw 700. We're going for 7. Oh, and then pocket fours and what should be the last hand. Uh-oh. Maybe 800 should have been the target. Looking for that 6 bill profit. We'll see. I can't get too aggressive here. We want to stick with what we've got here. But hitting a 4 here would be wild. I actually just had a gut feel that Mikey did have a jack. Oh. Yes, and we are able to get that through as well. So ending the day. Also, I got dealt a sick hand here on the button. Oh, and I love playing queen jack too. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. We're actually going to make a really tight fold. I just don't want to play. I don't want to lose any equity right there and just go against it. It did get folded over, so I probably should have played that, but we are going to get out of this lobby. 737, so 537 profit, and big day. Let's go.